Today we're talking about different types of leadership during pressure. Now, picture yourself being on a ship. There is a storm coming, and it's not very modern. It's not modern times, it's not modern technology with us. And we know that we're facing a storm. We can see it. Now, on our ship, we have a captain that panics. Nervous system isn't really regulated. Has a few issues. Zero congruence between what he says and what he actually is. And of course, he screams out instructions. For those in the crew that can think, it seems like everything happens because of his panic. Everything happens as an effect of what the storm brings us. Zero thought, zero calm, zero strategy. The captain has not come prepared. Not in a technical way or as a leader. Now, that ship and that crew will probably not survive. You can have luck, but it will only depend on the opponent that we meet. And in this case, the storm was simply too tough. Now, as a leader, you might have other issues afterwards. You might get questioned by the way that you acted during a tough time. What were you thinking? Why weren't you prepared? And what will you do about this? Now, if you don't have a good answer to all these three things, you're over and done with as a leader. You might fight to stay. You might even kill to stay. But you won't stay. Not in the same way as before. Now, take another ship and forget the ship that we were on. We're part of another crew. And this captain, he has a regulated nervous system. He's prepared for different scenarios. He's actually prepared us as a crew for these different scenarios. And during the storm, he actually waits for everyone to become silent. And when everyone becomes silent, he gives out orders in the tone he chooses to. everything still calm, everyone can still think. And we think that crew might have survived. The sea was identical. The storms and the wind and everything was identical. But the nervous system was not. What the leader said, what he did, what he stood for, was all the same. The principle here is when high stakes are there, being calm and keeping calm is not really a personality trait. It's a signal, and that signal transfers. That signal can regulate a room. That signal can turn stressed people into calm people. Now, we've gone over the story. We've gone over the principle and the point of the video. But let me leave you guys, or myself, a thought. We saw all of this during COVID. We saw countries and leaders who were not prepared. Some were not prepared technically. Some were not ready practically. And some were not really prepared in a strategic and honest way. The winners, if there even is a winner, were the pragmatic ones. They were not just pragmatic, they were technical, they were practical. But being as professional as they were, they just knew that people would die. It is horrible. But what would be more horrible? Locking people into their house? Or actually be honest and say, you know what, guys? You are able to get out of your house because you need to see your doctor. You're still sick. You don't have COVID, but you're still sick. But please, keep distance and keep everything at a normal level for now. Give it a week at least. Being pragmatic can also be the wrong thing. It's not a science, but this stuff is probably an art. And how do you even choose a leader like this? Well, this is not entertainment. When we're on a ship and we're facing a storm, we know who to turn to. So before we even step onto that ship, we should know who we would go down with every day of the week. And that will not be the person who makes you happy and says that everything will be all right and is positive. The person you should go down with is the experts, the one who can take those decisions at a tough time. God only knows there will be tough times, but thanks to these people, those valleys aren't too deep. Stay dangerous and breathe through your nose.